गुड मॉर्निंग नरेश, बोलो जल्दी बोलो। बोल। हाँ उसको, हाँ बोलो। हाँ बोलो ना। Good morning, everyone. I'm Mrs. Shaila Shetty. Would like to welcome you all and the guest speaker for the day, Dr. Sangeeta Nath, on behalf of Bansanga Aati Shashikiran Shetty Junior College. Thank you for joining us. In this webinar, we will learn about the life skills education which is needed for the adolescent, as adolescents require combination of cognitive and social and social skill to tackle the problems and prepare for future challenges. I ensure you that at the end of the session, you all students will be able to make healthy choices that will contribute to a meaningful life, to understand themselves and to assess their skill, abilities, and the area of development more confidently. Thank you. Over to Tina, ma'am.
Good morning to all the beautiful people present over here. I am profusely overjoyed to take the opportunity to introduce our guest speaker of the day, Dr. Sangeeta Nath, Vice Principal, Oriental College of Education, affiliated to University of Mumbai. She is a gold medalist in MA in Education, also has done MA English from Sambalpur University, Odisha. She is also an MPhil topper and has done her PhD in Education and has qualified UGC NET in 2003. Besides this, she has published more than 10 research papers and articles in different national and international reputed journals and the contributed chapters in books such as Learner's Autonomy and New Trends in Modern Education. She has also contributed course in IGNOU study material and MGN CRE Hyderabad. She has specialization in educational measurement and evaluation educational technology. She's having 16 years of teaching experience in B.Ed. MA in different colleges and Pandit Ravi Shankar Shukla University, Raipur, as well as University of Mumbai. She has presented her papers in more than 25 national and international seminars, workshops, and conferences. And she has also contributed 4 national level seminars in colleges. She is a registered PhD guide from JTT University, Rajasthan, and an approved evaluator of IGNOU. Just one request, dear audience. We have a question answer session at the end of the presentation. So kindly put your questions in the chat box. We welcome you, ma'am, and it's a great pleasure to have you here and would like to invite Dr. Sangeeta Nath, ma'am, to enlighten us and speak for the occasion. I would like to invite Sangeeta, ma'am. Over to you, Ansita, ma'am. Yes, Sangeeta, ma'am.
A very good morning to one and all present over here. A heartfelt thanks to the management of Band Sanghas Aarti Sasikiran Seti Junior College. Dear Sela ma'am, thank you so much for inviting me. And a big thank you to the entire enthusiastic team who are organizing this webinar. And let me tell you, all the viewers and all the audience are resonating by such webinars you people are organizing. Thank you so much for inviting me to this session. I suppose to speak about life skill education is needed for adolescents. Why life skill education is needed for adolescents? Because now, in such a situation, due to technological advancement, due to modernization, nowadays the values are becoming deteriorating. So nowadays, we are talking about the socio-psychological abilities of the adolescents. These life skills are such a training, such an education, which helps our youngsters so that they can represent their life, they can represent their behavior in a very positive manner. Here I want to share a few things about life skills education. Now I request technical person to present the screen. What is life skill education? Life skills means, see, the child and the adult, these two are different things. When there is a boundary line between childhood stage and adulthood stage, that is called adolescence. When the girls attends puberty, and when the boys they attends maturity, that particular stage we called adolescence. So life skills are basically very important for the adolescent child in this societal context. Why I am telling this? Because we all adolescents child having good academic knowledge, they have their own values, but only through this life skills they can translate that into their behavior. So to behave properly, to be a good human being, to lead a social life, here life skill is very important. So according to WHO, what that definition WHO has given, it's shown in our next slide, which comprises 10 life skills like self-awareness, creativity, and creative thinking, emotion, then interpersonal skills, and how to cope with stress, how to cope with emotions. But before discussing all these life skills, let me focus on the aspect of life skills, that is the socio-psychological abilities, which is WHO has referred. It's shown in the next slide. The adaptive and positive behavior, which enables the individual to deal effectively with the demand and challenges of everyday's life. That means the adolescent child are facing lot of problems in day-to-day life. Like they are having, wide range of physical changes, emotional changes, intellectual changes that occurs during that time period. Basically, the psychologist says it is between 13 years to 21 years. So mostly our students are occupying this age group, this criteria. And here they are facing a lot of problems. It's not because they are having problems. They are facing such problems because they are not getting that opportunity to adjust their behavior, to adjust themselves in the society, in the environment, because of some hereditary factor, because some somatic changes occurs in our life, in our body. So that this is called the adaptive and positive behavior. Adaptive means what, which enables the individual to, adaptive means basically when we are flexible to accept something. When the situation is like stress, when we are in depression, we are in a very anxiety mood, but still we have to face the situation. When we are dealing with the child, that is called adaptive behavior and the positive behavior. So this life skills means it gives us, it shows a ray hope to lead a good life. So here we are talking about when the adolescents are facing such problems, how these life skills can help them. Now next slide, ma'am. That these life skills help our students to articulate their behavior. Life skills makes them active. Nowadays, due to some conditions, some situation, the students are becoming very lenient and they are, lazy and that type of things. But, the adolescent child have more energy. They having plenty of energy. So we have to energize that. That is called through life skill, we can make them active and confident. They are not even getting confidence from the family members, from the society, from the peer groups. So here basically the role of the teacher is to train them to be a good social being, so that he is having more confidence, confident to talk, confident to speak. many of our children, many of our students, they know everything. They are having more knowledge, they are more capable, they are efficient, but still they are not even able to speak, they are not able to face the situation. So this life skills will help them to gain confidence, because nowadays, as we know, if the person is having good skills, then that he is getting good employability. And this capability, these psychosocial competencies, only we can get, or these life skills develops these abilities, which will help in the promotion of general well-being and psychosocial competence of the individual. Here I am telling about two things: psychosocial competencies, which is there, it's our inner ability, but we have to show them, we have to energize them. So this is very, very important in the societal context. And the next point is improve academic achievement. This life skills helps our students to improve their academic achievement, their cognitive skills. As Sela ma'am said, it develops their cognitive skills, their affective skills, their psychomotor development occurs due to this life skill education. So here many psychologists have said so many things. And next slide, ma'am. So adolescents child, they are always very less motivated, they are very less confident, they engage themselves in the antisocial activities, always they themselves engage. So adolescent is a period when intellectual, physical, and all the capabilities are very high. They are having more power, but they are becoming a burden to the society if these things are not energized, if proper, in a proper way these things are not channelized, then it becomes antisocial behavior of the child. So imparting life skill training through inculcating life skill education, which help our adolescent to overcome such difficulties in the situation. Next slide, ma'am. So what I am telling, this life skills, through these life skills, adolescent can become a good human being, become a good social being, and this helps the people to inform decisions. Like, let me clear you. This adolescent is a stage of life when our students, the child, are having more belief, more faith on their peer groups, their friend circles. Dear students, they are your peer groups, they are your friends. They may not having that much idea, they may not having that proper information, so that leads you to be misguided. That means when we are more attached to the social media, when we are getting information from different sources which are not authentic, that is called, in that way the students are misguided, the adolescent are engaged themselves in different activities due to less information, due to proper information they are. So here I am telling you, life skill always helps to give informed decision. Always believe on informed decision which are analytical, which are proved. Then solving problem. Life skills help our students to solve problems, to think critically, not like what others are thinking. Think creatively in a very new way, which includes flexibility, adaptability. In that way, the students can able to think and communicate effectively. And they build healthy relationship and they empathize others. These are the basic things which life skills provides. And the next slide, which clarifies us who needs these life skills, who needs this life. The whole lifespan is been divided into 4 stages. One is infancy, another one is childhood, then one is adolescence, and the fourth one is adulthood. So dear students, in infancy stage, we are in between 0 to 2 years, and in that time period we are having our elders, our parents, our elder members in the family who are take care of us. But in the childhood stage, again we are in a very secure platform, always in the lap of our parents. But adolescent is such a period where you are in the boundary line of the childhood stage and the adulthood stage. That means the students are thinking, we are now grown up, we can take our decisions, we can take our own decision regarding career, regarding likes, dislikes. They are having likes and dislikes, but simultaneously the adolescent is not purely mature, not become an adult, so he needs proper guidance. So there is a mutual respect. There should be mutual respect. The parents, teachers, and elders should guide them. They should not treat them like a child. Mostly our children are saying, I'm not a child now, I'm grown up now. But though you are grown up, but still you need some kind of guidance. So here my point is, who needs life skill? Children and adolescents, both needs life skills. And as I discussed, adolescence is a vital stage of growth and development, which marks the period of this transition between childhood to adulthood. It's a transitional period. So be careful, because here in this phase, physiological changes, psychological changes is more. So regarding that growth and development part, I have to say this much: physical, emotional, social, intellectual, and psychological development is at high stage. It is at peak stage. So we have to take care. How? So that's why WHO referred these life skills to handle themselves. After all, these adolescents are the only person, they have to directly or indirectly contribute to the society. They are the future of our nation. Next slide, ma'am. So my point is, adolescent period is the best period, and through this period only we can teach them this life skill education. And adolescents behavior, it's visible to you all. You can see there are two pictures, how the parents are telling the students, how the parents are treating their child like a child, which that particular child is not responding. That particular child is, having an exclamatory mark. What you are telling? Now I can understand everything. I can take my own decision. So they are behaving like this in such a situation. So we should give respect to our child, then only our child can give respect to us. It's called mutual respect in psychology. Next, this depicts the adolescent's behavior. That's why I gave this picture. And the adolescents are feeling very low in that particular situation. Sometimes they are feeling like less motivated. They are feeling having less confidence. So here I can say, you people, don't think I can't do anything. Don't become helpless. That tendency is very bad. Psychology says, don't feel helpless, don't feel low, don't feel confident, don't have that less confidence. Why they are taking that? Because the teachers and parents should motivate them. So here you can figure it out. Yes, you can do everything. Though there are some channels, there are some steps we should move forward, but still there is a challenge in front of us. We can do. Okay. So this adolescence child is facing many problems, many issues, many concerns in their life during that 10 years of gap. So what I'm telling is, these problems are categorized into managing emotions, developing an identity, then peer pressure, building relationship, communicating, then negotiating that safer life situation, and the last one is education and career. So dear students, first, what is managing emotions? Managing emotions means, what is emotion? We are playing with many emojis in our day-to-day life, in our every platform we are using. What's that? Emotions are a very vast thing. I can just, in a simple word, I can say is sad, anger, happiness. Sometimes the adolescents means the students which are in between that 13 years to 21 years category. They are feeling very high emotions. They are depicting very high emotions, like very happy, extremely happy, like they achieved everything in the life. And sometimes they are feeling very low. They are anger, their sadness at a very high peak. So that is called the extreme emotions. So the students are facing problem while managing their emotion. That is called sadness and happiness, even shame and guilt. Like, as we all know, this is a time period, this is a phase of life when the students are attracted towards the opposite sex. It's natural. That's why they dress themselves very well, makeup, and their dressing sense is very high. So in that particular time, when they are not getting that particular things, when they are not getting love and affection, and they are not their friend circles, their peer groups, they are not accepting, then that becomes a mood changes. It's called frequent mood changes. So the feeling of anger, sadness, very often they are unable to understand their emotion, how these emotions are fluctuating. Then the second thing is developing an identity. As we know, when we are growing from childhood to adulthood stage, we are in search of who am I, identity. Like, I should not be recognized as such and such is the son of this person. No, the adolescents are in the search of their own identity. Who am I? What I am doing? Why I am here only? So the level, the status they are finding in the society, that becomes their identity. They are finding that identity. They are exploring their potentials. They are establishing some positive image and the sound career perspective. Like when they are in the childhood stage, when somebody asks, what do you want to become? So maybe I was, when in fifth standard, I want to be a doctor. But when we are in the stage of latter adolescent period, maybe our a passion that been changed. So we can say, so looking this information, skills, and whatever they gather from the environment, they interact with the societal members, then they want to establish their own identity. That is called self-awareness. This self-awareness versus self-consciousness, these two are different things. I'm not going to very difficult concepts. It's a little bit difficult for you people to understand. Just try to understand this consciousness, this self-awareness is very important. Who am I? So that is called developing an identity. Then peer pressure is also a problem. It's an issue for adolescents. What is that peer pressure? Sometimes the children are finding very good friends. The friends, they guided themselves, but sometimes they find difficult to resist their peer pressure. Peer pressure in the sense, they involve in different risky activities, like they experimenting with smoking, they experimenting with drugs, and so many things. Due to lack of information, lack of training, as they are experimenting, maybe it's harmful to their life. So during this phase of life, they need guidance. We should let them free to experiment. They should explore themselves, and the peer pressure is there. So the students, they should not yield the pressure, and they should not engage in wrong experimentation. So here the adolescents seeks information from their peer groups who are ill informed. They are having half knowledge, like, so they may fall prey to quacks, and the fear and hesitation which prevents them to seek knowledge. What I'm telling, fear and these things. Now, when we are in a gang, we are in our peer group, may be we engaged ourselves in a different activities, but somehow at the end we realize, no, this is very wrong. What I am doing is wrong things. But at that time period, the students are not able to communicate. They hesitate to inform their parents. Suppose they themselves involved in the cyber crime or any other activities, antisocial activities, they hesitate themselves to speak up. They communicate. So, and the girls also facing many problems. They never open up. They never speak their problems with others. They never share. So in our Indian setting, in our culture, there is a problem which the adolescent child are finding. They are not even communicating their problems with the parents. That's why they are resisting to the peer pressure, and they building relationship. In this time period, the child is they are very becoming drifting to, they are from their parents. They are away from their parents, and they are attracting towards their peer groups, their friend circles, and they are away. They are happy to live um, with their friends, while they are like, the family members are giving us the family members are the giving us speech, and they are doing the things which is not which is not applicable for me. Sometimes they are feeling ki family members are my enemy, my friends are my real friends. So these things are happening in their life. So building relationship means they build relationship with their friends. They are away from their family members, and they socially, there is a boundary. So they try to understand that boundary of the relationship. The next one is negotiating the safer life instruction that I have discussed. Means how they are protecting themselves, though they are engaged in a very other activities. Then education and career, I have discussed ki how the people, how the students are focusing on their career, but still they are not having that much information. They are not properly guided, so they are facing problems. These are the main problems and challenges faced by the adolescents. Then the next slide, please. Now we will discuss how, next slide please, ma'am. Yeah, these there are many life skills are available, and when we are talking about life skills and social skills, then thinking skills, creative, so there are many skills available. But during this COVID-19 pandemic situation, we teachers and all the administrators and everybody is following that 10 core life skills of WHO. As you people also are aware about this is not a very new thing. But as I said, ki the organizers are giving me this opportunity to discuss on these life skills, which is very, very important for adolescents, especially during this time period. We all are staying home. We are in such a situation, sometimes it leads us to depression, anxiety. Sometimes it leads us like, what we are doing? Nothing. And the students are engaged themselves in different activities, and sometimes some students are not doing anything. Simply they are idle. So what will happen to our life? We are god, by God's grace, we are having more power, more energy. So dear students, channelize those energies. But how? Somehow in our mind question comes, how? Who will help me? How can I do, and what I can do? So the basic things here I am going to discuss is about 10 core life skills. So dear students, first life skill is self-awareness. Self-awareness, see, I think the screen is visible to you all. Who am I? First question comes to our mind, who am I? We know better. Who can explain? Who can understand who am I? I can better understand myself. So self-awareness is the important part, which is basically you, the skill and the ability which help you to know about yourself. So from today, from now, try to find out yourself, who you are, for which character you are playing, and the desires, the likes, the dislikes, your strength, your weakness, always keep in your mind, which are physical, mental, emotional, social, and psychological aspects. Dear students, uh, I can suggest all the participants to every day just wake up in the morning and start writing your likes, your dislikes, your strength and weaknesses in a paper. Being aware of your strength and weakness, which will help you to build your self-esteem, and that will lead to develop your self-confidence. Why I'm telling this? Because day-to-day life we are doing. Being an educator, we are giving suggestion, we are giving feedback to our students. So after all, we are human beings. During this situation, at least we should write down our 5 weaknesses and 5 strengths in pen and paper. That will build our self-esteem and self-confidence. This is life skill. So to know yourself, to being self-conscious and self-conscious about our status. Self-conscious means, why I am telling this, because the students are very sensitive. They are very sensitive in their dressing sense, like how I am looking and how I'll present myself. So this is called self-consciousness. So first of all, try to understand who am I. Then the next slide, which refers to empathy. What is empathy? What is empathy? Empathy is a very beautiful thing, which it looks very difficult. The word is very difficult, but try to understand. Empathy is such a life skill, which means to have a successful relationship with our loved ones, our parents, our cousins, our elders in the society. We should care peoples. We should not give speech. It should happen. We should respect our elders. We should do these things for special child. We should do these things for society. No, dear friends. Empathy means the ability to imagine what life is like for another person. Just try to put your legs in different shoes. That then only you can able to understand what the pain is, how the love is, and how the emotions are. We grow our relationship with many people, our parents, our uncle, aunts, classmates, friends, many. But we can better communicate when we need the desires, when we present our ideas, which will improve the social interaction during this ethnic and cultural diversity. Dear friends, empathy can also help us to encourage our nurture the behavior towards the people who are in need of care, like special child, like elder peoples, like the people who are suffering from AIDS. So these persons, they need empathy. So here my request is during this situation, at least care for others. Just try to feel that things. Students, they are as I said in my earlier points, they are having the peak emotions. They are very social. Even they can sacrifice their whole life for the sake of nation, for the sake of family. Adolescent are. So why not to energize this capacity, this skill? This is empathy. So, dear friends, put your legs in a different shoes and try to walk how it feels. You will realize it feels good. And you will feel the pain, the love, and the sacrifice. So, this is the second life skills, which is very, very important to lead a better life. So, the next life skill is our creative thinking. Creative thinking, I have many definitions. Even I have done research on this creativity and so many things. But in a very simple manner, I want to discuss. APJ Abdul Kalam, he discussed the important aspects of creativity is seeing the same thing as everybody else, but thinking in a different manner, thinking of something different. Like there is a way, there is your goal, and there are so many ways to reach that goal. But the creative people will take the different way to reach that goal, not like the same way what the common man or the common people are using. So this is creativity. Mostly people are thinking, what is creativity? We are talking creativity. In our day-to-day life, we are using these words, creativity, child should be creative. What is that creativity? Creativity is something new, novelty in ideas, the flexibility in our thinking. Why we are thinking in a same point of view what our ancestors are thinking, what our elders are thinking. You think in a different manner, which gives originality, which gives flexibility. These are the concepts of creativity. So APJ Abdul Kalam said, think in a different way. And the role of the teacher and the parents is to accept that. Don't neglect, don't demotivate the students' creativity. Always accept that. Now we are in such a modernization, or in such a era, we should accept what the students are telling. We should free to accept all those things. So this is creativity. So life skills also develops this creative thinking. It's a noble way of seeing the doing things, what we are doing in a new way. That is called noble way of seeing doing things, generating new ideas. We are generating new ideas for the things. Then another one is your creative thinking. What is creative? What is critical thinking? That critical thinking is the ability to analyze the information, to analyze the experience. Critical thinking, which help us to recognize and assess the factors which influence our behavior, which influence our peers, which influence our values also. Dear students, when somebody sent a message through WhatsApp, immediately, we are forwarding that message to a different groups. When we are getting some information, immediately we trust to that information. We are having faith to that information. No, we are human beings. Why not we are analyzing the situation? Why not we are analyzing the fact? This slide shows us, she said, my friend said, I got information from Twitter, from Facebook, I got information from, and I heard. No, always believe what you have analyzed. So critical thinking, every human being is having that capacity. Every human being can think critically. So critical thinking is the ability to analyze the information. Critical thinking can contribute to health by helping us to recognize ourselves, and that will reflect our behavior, that will also having a positive impact to the society. So the next one is decision making. Decision making, next slide, ma'am. Decision making skills help us to take decision, like to deal constructively. Suppose my friends are taking decision to opt mathematics as an optional subject. So I should take mathematics, though I don't know what is addition, subtraction, algorithm and all. But still, I'll take because my friends are taking. No, always make decision as per your capability, and decision which is something constructivist. Always take decision, because this can have consequences for the health, for further action, so that you can analyze yourself whether I can take decision, yes or no. Always we are in dilemma. No, dear friends, be confident. Always take your own decision. Solve the problem in your own manner. You have that capability. You have that psychosocial competence. So here I am telling you problem solving. That problem solving capacity is there with you. And unsolved the problems which are unresolved, that can cause mental stress, give rise to physical strain. Why we are living in stress and strain? Because we are not solving our problems. There are many questions which are unanswered to the adolescents. I'm repeating this sentence. Many questions are there in the mind of adolescents which are till date unanswered. Why we are leaving these questions unanswered? So first, this I'm telling you, this unresolved issues, these unresolved things that cause mental stress. So to avoid this mental stress, problem solving is the capacity. Through problem solving, the students can lead a better life, a constructive life or a productive life. Okay, so problem solving as well as the decision making capacity. Then the next life skill is the next slide is effective communication. Effective communication means what? When we are talking about communication, everybody knows the word communication. Communication means always there is a sender and there is a receiver. The message has to be sent by the sender and the receiver has to receive it and again reciprocate it. But this communication, it should be effective. When it is not effective, we cannot reflect, or we cannot present our behavior in a positive manner. Like the positive behavior we reflect for the society through effective communication. We all are having knowledge, that cognitive skills, affective skills, as I said. But if we are not communicating with others, then there is no value. So in this time period, at least we should communicate with others. How to communicate? There are two ways, two modes: verbal communication as well as non-verbal communication. Non-verbal communication is your gesture, your posture, your facial expression, your things. Verbal expression means when you are, for every small things, you are telling thank you. I'm very grateful to you. So these are called, you are communicating with others. So effective communication means to lead a better life, always communicate very fluently, speak very clear and precise way. That is communication. When you are facing interview, or when you are presenting yourself in front of class, in front of the society and all, how you are presenting? If you have a good communication skill, then only you can represent yourself. So from now, this is the beginning. Try to develop your communication skill, both verbal as well as non-verbal communication. Then only you people will lead a very better life. This means you express your desires. If you are not expressing, how the people will able to understand? If you are in fear, if you are having some need, or you have some desires, express it. So that means able to ask for help. If you are in problem, ask for help, ask for advice. It's the time of need. Because when you are not communicating, when you are not sharing your points with others, that will be a very harmful situation. And the next one is interpersonal relationship. Interpersonal relationship means being a social life, we are establishing relations with others. We are building relationship with others, our parents, our peers, teachers, many peoples we are interacting. So basically we are telling about interpersonal relationships should be good. No backbiting, No, nothing like you are telling something and you are doing something. Maintain your relationship. That is interpersonal relationship within the family, outside the family, with your friends and everybody. What you are doing justice to yourself. That relation you maintain, that is interpersonal relationship. Build a good relationship with others. Next, moving forward to the next skill. This is called, these are two parts. One is stress, another one is emotion. So what this life skills is expressing, coping with stress. Many types of stress are there in life. Some because uh, though we are sailing in a same boat, but still we are having we are not having the same problems. We are not having the same problems. How I can able to understand that? Because the student is not sharing, the child is not sharing his problems with others, and he is taking all the stress and strain. So to cope with that stress, the role of parents and the teacher is very important. And this and the other thing which shown here, these are the emotion, the state of emotion. Scared, we are scared when we are facing a problem. Sometimes we are very happy by getting a small things, and sad, extreme angerness. We are excited when India won the match. We are very excited. We are worried when we are having a small problem. Still we are worried to see that problem. So that has to cope with how your emotion will influence your behavior. Sadness can Hello. Okay. Um, okay, dear students, it's visible to you all. It's visible to you all.
It's visible, ma'am. You can
Yes,
carry
ma'am.
on.
Carry on.
Okay. Okay. This is basically the last part I want to discuss, that the life skills education depicts some behaviors, some skills which are very, very adaptive and which is very important. Let me give an example. Let me give an example of this thirsty crow. As we all know, this when we are very small, we everybody has listened this story, right? The thirsty crow. There was a crow which was very thirsty, and he searched for water here and there. It was a very summer day, hot, very hot day. And the last he saw the water pot near a pond, but he looked inside and he found, there is no water. How can I drink? Then the crow, he thought, how can I able to find out some water? And he made a plan. He thought of a plan that then he picked some pebbles. He picked some pebbles, and he put that pebbles, that stones, in that tall pot, and that little water, it becomes, that the level came up, and the crow finally drink the water and flew away. And he himself quench the thirst. So basically it's a story, but see how the life skills, how life skill is incorporated in that particular thing, like life skills used by that crow. We are human beings, has used self-awareness. See, real will do. See, find some water. This is self-awareness, the first life skill I have discussed. Then decision making skill. He started taking decision. Let's take a decision and let's search for water. As human beings, the resources available, we should take decision fluently. Very quickly we should take the decision. That is called decision making power. Then critical thinking, the ability to identify the problems. The crow, she found that the water level is very low. She can't reach. So here one psychostatus comes. That is, he should feel very low. No, I'll not find the water and all. But see, critically he think, and he just think, and he reached that water. That is called critical thinking. In creative thinking, he may break the pot, or he can do some other things, but why he started taking that pebbles, started collecting pebbles and putting into that pot, because that is called creative ideas, presence of mind. We are talking about presence of mind, that is creative thinking. And the last one is he solved the problem. That problem has been solved. He find out a solution. So from a small story we can learn so many things. So, and another story also I have depicted here in my next slide. That is the hunter and the pigeon. Next slide. It is a story of hunter and pigeon. That also we all have heard about this story. How all the pigeons has taken the decisions to flee away and all. Somehow they are very in search of grains. They are hungry, but that hunter, he was very greedy, and what he did, he sprayed some grains that under the net, and so that he can catch the pigeons. So first of all, self-awareness. The pigeons knew that they were in trouble. First time when they saw that
they jumped into that net awareness and consciousness. Then critical thinking. The young peasant identified that they were wasting their energy and time by lifting that net individually. Then they decided, no, 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 we should not take the net, or we should not lift that net individually. It's a collective work. So we should do it in a group. They decided to fly. That is called decision making power. Who has taken that decision? That is very important. And that decision making is also a life skill. They solve the problem. And the critical thinking part is they fly together. That is the critical thinking part. And the creative thinking, again, from Hunter's side is also there. He sprayed the grains under the net. That is also called creative thinking. So to solve the problem, always vigor and solve the issue. Don't be panic. Don't feel low. Don't be less motivated. Always be confident and motivated. So these small stories here depicts how self-awareness, positive thinking, problem solving capacity, creative thinking, and critical thinking, that analyzing the situation, then coping with stress. Without taking stress, they just decided, they just took decision, and they fly away. That is called their decision making capacity. So in every step of life, we are facing problems, but still we have to adjust ourselves. We have to be adaptive and influence or depict positive behavior. This is life skills. So while concluding, I can say the psychosocial competence, the interpersonal relationship skills, and which helps the people to take the decisions. They can think critically, they can act creatively, they can communicate effectively, as well as by developing these life skills, we can build a healthy relationship with others. Not suggestion. Dear friends, this is just a small things we should inculcate in our day-to-day life. Thank you so much for being with me, dear friends.
Thank you
I'm
so much.
extremely sorry for the technical glitch we people faced due to few seconds. I'm very sorry.
Thank you, ma'am, for your kind, motivating, and inspiring words. It was such a wonderful session. Dear audience, we'll be moving to question answer sessions very soon. But before that, we are going to present the PPT. So kindly put your questions in the chat box. So as of now, we are going to present a PPT. Over to you, Ensita ma'am.
Thank you, Tina, ma'am. It's indeed a pleasure and delight to share about our esteemed Bansanga, Mumbai. Bansanga, Mumbai was established in 1927 as a charitable trust. Bansanga, Mumbai was established in 1927 as a charitable trust and devoted itself to the cause of education, healthcare, and social reforms of downtrodden and underprivileged class of people. The Sangha has been in the service of people for almost 9 decades. Initially, the Sangha has established 2 night schools, mainly to cater the needs of working students during the daytime. Since from the establishment, the Sangha has been always a torchbearer in serving of people in the field of education. So let me take you through the education journey of a higher education institution. Thank you, everyone. Now I call Mamta ma'am to start with a question answer session. Over to you, Mamta ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Mamta Shetty here. Let us begin with our question answer session for the day, which our participants have been eagerly waiting for. So, ma'am, the first question here is, nowadays, like adolescents are facing a lot of family stress as well as exam stress. And this is resulting for to commit suicide. So, how to overcome this stress? Over to you, Sangeeta, ma'am. If adolescents are feeling a sense of to commit suicide, so how to overcome that?
Yes, what's the question? Just, ma'am, please repeat.
Yeah, of course, I'll repeat. The question is, students or the adolescents, we can say, they are facing lot of family stress and exam stress, and they get a feeling of committing suicide. So how to overcome that stress? and also if there are any remedial life skills to motivate them.
Yes. Yes, I got your point. Thank you for raising such a very important questions who have raised. See, depression and anxiety are the level, the stepping stone towards committing suicide. The psychologist said when the person is in depression, when the person is having the anxiety problem, then they should consult the counselor. Like it's the clinical remedies. But what the being an educator, what the teacher can do or what the parents can tackle the situation, like they should try to communicate their child. They should always ask about what's happening in their life, and they should be treat their child like a friend, philosopher, not like a child, because adolescents are now not in such a mood. They will not understand, they will not listen your words. So the parents should analyze the situation, and in every time the teacher should give guidance to the students. For example, I'm telling you, the adolescents are very much fond of their friends. They are always listen to their friends, their peer groups and all. So the teacher should engage, they should inquiry, or they will analyze the situation through their peers. Like most basically being an educator, what we are doing, we are giving suggestion. We are framing groups like group 1, group 2, group 3, and in that particular group we placed such students which are their friends, and they discuss together what is the problem. There is a mock discussion, there is debate competition, there is a drama competition, which are based on these things. So stress, anxiety, depression, these are the psychological condition. It happens in adolescent stage, but the role of the teacher and parent is very, very important to handle these issues.
Okay, the next question is, ma'am, how to be confident when you're feeling low in your life?
How to be
Confident.
okay? See, confident it's not hereditary thing, or it's not an acquired thing. What we should do, these life skills means we are talking about life skill education. It's a new trend nowadays. There are some trainers, teachers is also having knowledge of these life skills. So to build confidence to the students, always motivate them for their small things. For suppose the students, I'm not telling you for all the wrong deeds you encourage them, but all the small good things you encourage them, you motivate them. Don't neglect their wrong deeds, but at least that simple motivation, that is important to build confidence among the students. And through their friends you build confidence. Like suppose you have to praise x, then you tell y ki x has done a very good job today. So y will communicate to x ki madam was telling ki you have done a very good job. So that is the things, when we are doing such things, not directly but indirectly, we should motivate our students. Then that will build confidence among them. And that is important. Why? Because nowadays communication and confidence, these are the two things which through which you will lead a better life. For students it is very important. They know everything, they are having good academic records, they are good in academics and cognitive skills, but due to low confidence, due to less encouragement, they are not coming to the front. So we should make them confidence, we should build confidence among the students.
Okay. The next common question here is, ma'am, can you suggest name of some few books which we can read daily so that we get inspired?
A few books.
Yeah,
Okay,
name
there
of
are
few books.
see there are many books available in the market nowadays. In Amazon also you are getting books for reading. Reading is a very good habit. When we are reading something by to avoid the screen time or to engage ourselves, our mind, to develop our exercise our mind, then we can read so many books. Indian author I can suggest, You Can Win is a very good book, and Secret from Rhonda Byrne, that also you can see. And
one more book I can suggest, Think, Grow and Rich. That is a very good book, but it depends on your anxiety level, your stress level, how to cope up. Like the students who are very fond of stories which are related to social things and all, they can read books. But some people nowadays, they are very the students are nowadays a step ahead. They are reading books, so it's everything is available in the e-library also. Nowadays it's free. Even CC by SA license is given to all open universities, and all the resources are open nowadays. Earlier days they are having some rights, copyrights. The students are not able to open the link, the students are not able to read. But especially in this COVID-19 pandemic period, I can suggest at least you read one chapter or two chapter per day to cope up with stress and emotions.
The next question is, ma'am, how to develop an identity for oneself is a challenge faced by the adolescents. So, how to overcome that?
Acha. How to develop identity? Here, the identity, that doesn't mean the 12th standard students they will choose they will they become a particular they choose their passion and the career, but they cannot achieve that because this is the mid stage. But here they can develop their identity like that. As I said, just try to understand yourself. Who am I? Ask this question every day. Who am I? And self identity, that is called self consciousness. As for girls in the adolescent stage, girls are very fond of their beauty, their aesthetic sense, their beauty, how I look, what kind of things I can use for my makeup, dress sense and all. Similarly for boys, they are having different ideas and different opinions. So I can suggest to develop the self identity, first go for self consciousness. Self consciousness, why I'm telling, because there are three level of mind: consciousness, subconsciousness and unconsciousness. So try to understand the consciousness part, like your identity, your try to understand yourself, your emotions. Then only you can develop your identity, or you can find out, or you can establish yourself in the society and your status. So the society will recognize you by your identity.
Okay. Ma'am, the next question is, what is the difference between the critical thinking and the creative thinking?
Yes, it's a very good question. I appreciate this. See, the critical thinking means the way you analyze the situation and you are coming to the conclusion, like you are achieving a goal. This is called critical thinking. Like there are different thinking skills are there. Only critical thinking skill here WHO has taken as a life skill, because we analyze the situation and take the decision. This is critical thinking. Like I got the information from Twitter, I received one WhatsApp message, I received the same news from Facebook, but still that news is fake. Why these things are happening? Because we are not analyzing the situation, and we are having a strong belief on a particular thing. So that should not happen. Mostly in adolescent stage, the peer groups, they misguided their friends. They give half information to the students, that is called ill information. So don't trust on everybody's knowledge. Don't trust on whatever you are shown to you, like social media, or what you heard, what you got from Twitter. Always analyze the things and come to a conclusion. This is critical thinking. Creative thinking means novelty in ideas. This is called novelty in ideas, like means something you discover, something you explore, which is new. Like I said, I'll achieve a goal. One goal is there in front of my path, and there are different ways. But what I will choose, a person will choose the same way, B person will choose the same way, C person will say the same way. But the creative person, the creative individual will acquire the another way to reach that goal. That is called divergent thinking is a part of creativity, and critical thinking is different. When it is divergent thinking includes, then that is creativity. So basically, simple thing, critical thinking means analyzing the situation. Creative thinking means something new, explore something new ideas and new beliefs.
Okay, ma'am. The next question is how to stop overthinking and be emotionally strong.
Overthinking.
Yes, ma'am. How to
Yes.
stop that?
See, just do self-assessment. Self-assessment is a technique. Why I'm telling self-assessment? I'm not telling. Psychologist had suggested. Self-assessment means in adolescent period, the child is not. They don't want to discuss their feelings with parents, their teachers or elders. Same thing. They don't want to disclose with their friends also somehow. All the secrets and all they don't want to share. So in between they are in stress and very depressed period. So in that particular time, just try to self assess your problem. Self assessment, this is called diagnose your problem and do self assessment. That technique will help you more.
Okay, ma'am. The next question is if we don't let elders to disrespect us, then why do they think that we are disrespecting them?
See, in Indian situation these things are happening, but in traditional days the situation was there, but nowadays the parents are very different. Now they are accepting their children's every ideas and all. Even they are treating their child like a friend. And I'm telling about the nowadays what the parents are doing. Earlier days that is not disrespect. They are moving with ethics and culture, tradition and all. Nowadays tradition is there, culture is there, but the way is different. The parents are handling their child in a different manner. They are taking their child as in a friendly manner. So now I think they are not disrespecting. There should be mutual respect. If you will give respect, you will take respect. Give and take relationship is there. Mutual respect works. Sometimes adolescents are in such a mood, they are doing the right things and the parents are telling the wrong things. They are not even they are disagree to accept their opinions. So this is the somatic behavior, the somatic changes which happens during adolescent period. When this phase of life will over, the problem will resolve. This is not an issue.
Okay. And ma'am, any suggestions from your side to handle a depressed person?
To handle a depressed person,
Yes.
these all 10 core life skills will help to eradicate depression from the life. See, first of all, as I said in my first point, write down 5 weakness and 5 strength of your life. That is the one thing. Second thing, you respect others, you just help others. That is empathy. The third thing is try to understand the situation, try to solve the problem by your own. Think and do in a constructive manner and live a very healthy and productive life. Because when you are solving a problem, when you are thinking, don't overthink. Think critically, and then read books, talk with your friends. Then for relax give 10 to 15 minutes or 30 minutes for relaxation. Do meditation. These things will help you a lot. And whatever you like, you do. That is my suggestion. Being an educator, we nowadays we are living very freely to our childs. That is called learn by yourself, do yourself what you love. First thing is love yourself and do what you want. Then only the child become happy and they can lead a good life.
Okay, the last question for the day, ma'am. How to build a good social bubble within yourself?
How to build?
Yes. a good social bubble within yourself.
Within yourself. That is empathy. That is none other than empathy. Like, see, in our mind, there are so many things, jealous, then anger, so many hatredness, other type of feelings are there. But when we are thinking about some other persons, like the persons who are living with pain and who are living in old age homes, who are special child, the HIV AIDS patients, and so many persons are there in, they are having lot of pain and grief in their life. So we should think about those persons. We should help them. We will communicate. We should communicate with them and help them. Then we will, get some satisfaction. That is called self satisfaction. You will receive that satisfaction by none other activities. So do practice this empathy in your day-to-day life. That is the only suggestion I can give.
Thank you, ma'am, for all your valuable guidance. Now I invite Preeti ma'am to deliver the vote of thanks.
Thank you, Mamta ma'am. Good afternoon, one and all. It gives me immense pleasure to extend a very hearty vote of thanks on behalf of Band Sangha's Aarti Shashikiran Shetty, Junior College. To our guest speaker for the day, Dr. Sangeeta Nath, for having graciously accepted to participate in today's webinar. I express my deepest gratitude to Dr. Sangeeta ma'am for enlightening and enriching students with life skill methods. Thank you very much, ma'am. We are indeed greatly honored by your presence. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Shri N. Vivek Shetty, Chairman, Higher Education Committee, Shri Kishore Kumar Kutiyar, Vice Chairman, Higher Education Committee, Srimati Mamta Shetty, Vice Chairperson, Higher Education Committee, Shri Bhaskar Shetty, Secretary, Higher Education Committee, CA Ramesh Shetty, Treasurer, Higher Education Committee, for providing their continuous support and motivation. I convey my heartfelt gratitude to our Vice Principal, Mrs. Shaila Shetty, for sharing her expertise and able guidance. I would like to extend my thanks to the organizing team, technical team, my colleagues for enormous cooperation. Finally, the profound participants who have turned up in such great numbers from various schools and colleges. Thank you for being a part of the webinar. Hope to see you all in the further such events. Once again, thank you one and all.
Thank you, Sangeeta ma'am. Thank you, everybody.